Hey guys, welcome back to Barry's Corner. It's Emily here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys some Friends to Lovers recommendations. I did an Enemies to Lovers book recommendation video and you guys absolutely adored it. And so I thought, let's, give you some more tropes to love, some more books to love. And so that's kind of what this video is. I love the Friends to Lovers trope. It's one of my favorite tropes, of course, Enemies to Lovers. I can't beat that. You can't beat Enemies to Lovers. But I'm so excited for this video. But before I show you the books, please subscribe, comment down below, and like this video. All my social links are down in the description box below, as well as my Amazon wishlist if you would like to give me a book. Now let's get on into the video. Starting off, we have Take a Hint, Dani Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the second book in the Brown Sisters companion novel series. And this series, or the first book in the series, Get a Life, Chloe Brown, was very popular on Book Talk like a year ago, BookTube a year ago. And that book was Enemies to Lovers, but this one is Chloe Brown's sister, Dani Brown, and it's a Friends to Lovers book, and it is honestly my favorite out of the series. So this follows Danica Brown, okay, and she knows what she wants. She's a professional, she's a professor at a university, and she doesn't really want a relationship whatsoever, but she has a friend named Zafir. He's a bodyguard at the school, and she likes him, whatever. They start a friends with benefits type thing, but then it goes viral, him saving her from this situation, and they basically ship them together. And he has some rugby thing going on, so like it helps raise awareness for this like little charity thing that he has going on with rugby. And so they start fake dating. Okay, the fake dating trope. And it's such a friends with benefits to like fake dating to lovers. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking good. Zafir, like he's the cutest guy in the world. This book is my favorite for a reason. The diversity in this book, the LGBTQ plus rep in this book, the tension in this book. Like I just love the character growth and development, which I'll say this for a lot of these books honestly, because the character development is my favorite part. But Dani grew so much in this book on what she wanted and what she can handle, and Zafir is the most patient guy I've ever known. So, Friends Lovers, the best in this book. Let's take it back a little bit to early BookTube days and talk about Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. This book, you were not on BookTube if you didn't read this book, if you didn't know about this book. This basically is a YA romance, by the way, and it follows Anna, and she's happy in Atlanta. But her father's like, no, you're going to France and you're gonna go to school over there. And she's like not happy about it, but she's like, you know what, whatever, it's France. And she meets this guy named Etienne, okay, and quickly becomes her best friend. However, she falls for him, she has a little thing for him, but he has a girlfriend, okay, and that's not, we don't do cheating tropes. However, I will tell you, there is a little cheating in here. I know we don't like that, but it's so good. It's so good. I think everybody knows that there's cheating in here. It's not like a spoiler, clearly. And of course, it's not against the main character. Then I would not be recommending this book to you. I think you guys get what happens. The romance is so cheesy and good. And like the friendship between them, it's just so tension filled because she's like falling for him. And he does those like subtle little things to her that you like, hey, you have a girlfriend, but also fall for the main character. In the beginning of my BookTube journey, I was obsessed with books that were set in a place that wasn't America, because I live in America, and I just wanted to be around the globe. And just the setting being in France, in Paris, oh my goodness, I loved it so much. I think if you're into YA romance, this is such a good book. And I mean, the series is popular for a reason. It Happened One Summer by Tissa Bailey is super popular right now, and I didn't read it, but I read the companion novel sequel called Hook, Line, and Sinker, and I did not know this was a companion novel sequel, so I just bought It Happened One Summer, and I will read that soon, okay? But this book is a cute Friends to Lovers, and it follows a girl named Hannah who has been texting Fox Thornton for a little while now, okay? And they're friends. They grew this friendship. Fox is like really confused because he's never had a friendship with a girl that's like not sexual, and he's actually really come to like it. So Hannah is working in like the movie production scene, and she makes the movie producer move the movie set to where Fox lives, and she starts living with him. And I think you can tell where this goes from here on out. I love the character development in this book, just individually. Fox Thornton, you get his backstory and why he is the way he is, and I love that. I mean, like, I love Hannah, I love the main character, but I love Fox more, and not even in a relationship sense, but like as an individual, I love Fox so freaking much. And I don't know, I love the epilogue. I would love to see where they are now. I mean, like, you see where they are now, but like, I don't know, I would just love to read more about them because they're so cute. I think it's such a good read. It's an adult romance, so you get that little spicy spice that you want. And yeah, it's perfect. I love it. Going back to some YA romance, we have On the Fence by Casey West. This is my favorite book by Casey West. It's one of her older ones, but it's such a goodie that like I don't think any book by Casey West will top this one. This follows Charlie, and she's being raised by a single dad because, you know, her mom died when she was younger, and she has 3 older brothers and 1 honorary brother named Brendan. Brendan is her next door neighbor who has lived next to her entire life, and they're just friends until she starts working at a girly frilly outfit shop so that she can pay off a speeding ticket that she got, and she kind of feels weird about it because she's such a tomboy and she kind of tries to separate her 2 lives, but it kind of eats at her. So every night she goes to the fence and talks to Brendan, and she has another secret that she's falling for Brendan hard. And this freaking book, I love YA so much because you have all these small, subtle moments that you just know that both of the characters are feeling, but they don't admit their feelings till the end, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I love them so much. It's like good miscommunication. You know what I mean? Like, I know some people hate the miscommunication trope, but there are some books that do it pretty good. And this book, let me tell you, is one of them. I will forever reread this book. I will forever love Casey West for publishing this book. If you are into YA romance, please read this book because it's pretty good. Let's go out of the romance contemporary genre for a second and talk about The Song of Achilles. I know that The Song of Achilles is super duper popular. I totally understand. But the thing is that I think if you're still on the fence, or you have it on your TBR or your wish list and you haven't bought it yet and you're just like, I don't know, let me just convince you for a second that you should buy this book. This book, I originally thought when I started this book that it followed Achilles. It does not follow Achilles, okay? Maybe I was just the only one that was out of the loop, but it follows Patroclus from the beginning of his life to the end. And one of the main things that it talks about is his relationship with Achilles. From a young age, they become friends and then lovers. And oh my gosh, it is the cutest thing ever. If you're not into fantasy that much or just like historical fiction, do not worry. I'm not either. So you need to read it. I'm telling you, it's so easy to get into. The love that he felt, it was so freaking beautiful. There were so many beautiful characters that were brought into this book, some for a short period of time and some for a longer period of time, but all the characters the same, I felt connected to, which is something else about this book is Madeline Miller's writing. Oh my gosh, Miss Girl did that. It's just beautiful and intricate, and the love story is great. So if you're looking for good friends to lovers, a little Greek mythology, and if you were on the fence, please pick it up. We have 3 more books left. The third to last is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I've read every single book Emily Henry has ever written, and I love them so freaking much. And this book is actually my least favorite, but not because it's like bad. It's just I love the other books way more, and I did love this book, but the other books, oh my gosh, beach read book lovers, so good. But this book is a little friends to lovers. It follows Poppy and Alex, and they have been best friends forever since they met in college, and every single year they take a little vacation together. But then they had a falling out, okay? And Poppy, a couple years later, is like, I don't remember the last time I was happy. Actually, I do. It was when I was with Alex. So she invites him on a little vacation together, and it's kind of awkward because they had a falling out. But it goes back and forth between when they were going on their different vacations and the vacation they're taking now. But in the past timeline, you see them meet and you see them form this friendship and go on all these beautiful vacations that bring them so close. And I think that this is one of the books that does friends to lovers so well because it really established the friends part very well. I did wish that there was a little bit more in the current day situation, but I will say that if you didn't love Beach Read as much, like you liked it, but you didn't love it as much as you wanted to, I think this book will be for you. Also, I love the realistic ending. Like, you know, when people are across the world and they're like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna get together? But we did at the end, even though we didn't really set up a job. Like, is this realistic? No. This one was very realistic and a happy ending, so I very much enjoyed it. Second to last is Addicted to You by Kristen Becker-Rishi. Now look, if you saw me reading romance books, whatever, I did not like this book. And you're probably like, Emily, well, you're recommending it to us. Okay, yes, I know, because every single person on BookTube, Book Talk, they love this book. Like, I am the odd one out. Now, if you guys really like the synopsis and you're like, you know what, let me give it a shot, I want you to give it a shot because even though I did not like this book, hated it, honestly, I think it has potential for you to love it. So this follows Lily Calloway and Lauren Hale, and they're both struggling with addictions. Lily's struggling with a sex addiction and Lauren is an alcoholic, and they've been friends for years, and they've actually been fake dating in front of their family so that they can kind of shelter themselves, feed on their addictions, and not hurt their family in the process. but they're like, what if this friendship maybe turns into a little bit of a romance? Will it work out? Will our addictions get in the way? Of course, addictions always get in the way. So I think my favorite part of this book was Lily. Her as a main character, oh my gosh, it was so good. I loved her inner monologue. I loved her in general. I just think my main thing were all the little characters, side characters that were introduced, like had no connection. Why were they even there? But it's a series and it has a spin-off series that follows like the sisters and the side characters. So I'm like, okay, I guess like maybe if I want to learn more about them, I have to read the series, but I don't really want to now that I don't know. But I think if this sounds interesting to you and you've heard so many great things about it, I think you'll enjoy it. Take my emotions with a grain of salt and give it a try if you think that you'll really like it. My last Friends to Lovers recommendation is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. This is a YA contemporary, and if you remember the name Yoon, this is the husband of Nicola Yoon, who wrote Everything, and The Sun Is Also a Star. So I guess her husband followed in her footsteps, and he basically writes this story about Frank Lee, who's a Korean American. Get it? Frankly. I love that. I love the tie-in into the title. But it follows Frank Lee, who has a white girlfriend, and his Korean parents want him to date a Korean girl. And so he starts fake dating his friend that his parents know, and maybe some romance forms, you know? And maybe they start falling in love. And I think it's very cute. But the main point of this novel isn't just the romance, it's actually to put a telescope on the Korean American household and how it really works. And it also really highlights on that white people aren't the only people that can be racist and provide prejudices. Koreans can be racist to other races or also to their own race. If they're a higher Korean, they'll probably talk bad about lower Koreans and people in different social classes. And David Yoon in the back, him and Nicola Yoon had this little conversation and they put it in the back of the book. And basically he was talking about how Nicola Yoon is black and his family was like not Korean, also black, double whammy. And they didn't come to his wedding with her and also left him estranged for 10 years. Now they like Nicola Yoon and Nicola Yoon likes them, but like, are you kidding me? It was such an own voices novel and it's very prevalent in the book. Yes, there's a little side Friends to Lovers type of thing, but I think it's a very important novel to read. So those were all the books. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys liked all these recommendations. Please let me know if you've read these books, if you want to read these books down in the comments below. Please subscribe, comment down below, do whatever you want to do, and goodbye.